TIFU almost eating my cousin out in her office. Update at bottom. This happened yesterday. I can't wait until it's much further away than that. So this is a throwaway. I have /had another account where I like to post nudes of myself. That can be your judgment, and why I do it is a whole other conversation lol, but I do. As a straight guy who posts nudes, most replies I get are from guys. But occasionally I get replies from girls who frequent these subs. My face is never in the photos nor anything very defining about my outer appearance. Just my, body. So I had a girl reply to me a week or so ago from a throwaway account, and we chatted and actually hit it off pretty well. Our conversation was sexual and non-sexual, but was really fun. She said she had some nudes too, but she didn't want to post them, so our conversation moved from Reddit. A lot of people in the nudes community use Kik, so that is what we used. No phone numbers exchanged. She is from a large city on the other side of the country as I am, but conveniently I was traveling there next week this week. We started sharing some fantasies and ideas about what fun it could be to actually meet up. She worked in a big corporate building and told me she always had the fantasy of a delivery guy coming in, no words exchanged, and he would drop to his knees and lick her pussy and ass until she came, and then he would leave. This idea turned me on like crazy too, so we started to work out the logistics. We decided I would carry an envelope and say it's for office XXX. She would already tell reception she was expecting this delivery and that she had to sign for it personally. No names needed. Most importantly, we decided we weren't going to exchange face photos. We had already shared WAAAY too much and were super attracted to each other based on bodies and conversations. We literally shared dozens of nudes, even some videos. And lots of dirty sexting. So along comes yesterday, the big day. I am so worked up. She's so worked up and sending me photos of where in her office this will happen, what kind of panties she wore today. Shows me that she is already masturbating. Etc. Oh Lord, etc. I text her and tell her I am in the building. I get to her office, my heart is racing, but I am beyond excited. I see the receptionist, tell her I need a signature from office XXX, and she points me in the right direction. As I walk up, I see the name on the door. My cousin's name. My first cousin who I have known my whole entire life. My cousin who I spend every holiday with and am very close with. It can be, I think. So I knock and she says to come in, and yes, it's her. And she is obviously masturbating under her desk, assuming this guy was going to walk in. I just peek my head in, leaving my body and the envelope outside of the door, and say, "Hey cousin, I was in town and thought I'd stop by." She is blushing bright red and obviously flustered and says, "OMG cousin," and gets up to hug me. I literally drop the envelope in the hallway and come in, and we have a really awkward conversation. She tells me she is about to step into a meeting and to hit her up, and we get drinks that night. I race out, grab the envelope, go downstairs and delete all of my accounts. She surely thinks this guy ghosted her. I really don't think she thought it was me. Maybe I read her face wrong, but her embarrassment seemed to be more about maybe catching her in the moment. I am sure the receptionist told her that the delivery guy came, but maybe she just thinks there was a confusion with me sneaking in. I don't know really though. I texted her later and told her I was too busy for drinks, but maybe tonight. We supposed to get a drink tonight. I am petrified and don't know how in God's name I will be able to make eye contact with her. Edit. It's hard to reply to all of the comments, so I'll say some stuff here. She works for a very large company in a very large city. She told me what floor to go. I honestly didn't even pay attention to the company name when the elevator opened. I do know what company she works for, and it's not hard to find the address if I wanted. Like I said, it's a big company, and not a shock that I could pop in. Yes, she is on Reddit, but I highly doubt she will see this post. She told me she uses Reddit for porn only lol. Edit. 2 headed out for drinks now. Wish me luck guys. I think I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Edit 3. Well, first of all, I'd like to address everyone calling BS on this. It seems highly unlikely, implausible, and all of that. I agree and would call BS reading this also. I can't really defend it or prove it, or can I? If I can, let me know how. Also, this a throwaway, not sure what I get out of this karma? Let me know if you want my account or my gold. Lol, I could give a shit. She doesn't have a Reddit account, she just goes to porn pages with the r/sub she likes to visit. She lives in New York City. It's big. The buildings are big and the company she works for has multiple offices and does many things. It didn't occur to me, I guess I was worked up. I come here often, it's not that I didn't call her, but sometimes when I'm here she'll DM or comment on my Insta story and say, hey, come by and visit next time. In our scenario setup, she told me she would tell reception she was expecting a package that she needed to sign for. There was no doorman or anyone else I needed to get past. I don't know if that is weird in an office building, but that is what happened. We didn't actually say hey cousin. Lol, I'm just censoring our names for the post. Yes guys, post nudes to Reddit. I would mostly post to lady boners, good penis and massive cock. Purposely not linked, check them out at your own risk/interest. I'm 35, she's 26. I deleted my account after freaking out, but I'm sure I'll post again and I'll let you know. Lol. Okay, so now on to drinks. I decided to just come right out and tell her because I felt bad ghosting and also couldn't fucking focus on anything else. And as many of you guessed, she knew. She didn't buy the I just popped in. She figured it was me, asked the receptionist to confirm, and even worse, thought that I knew it was her all along and felt kind of gross. I assured her I didn't, it was really weird. We slowly got past it and had our drink and another and got a little more comfortable and started to actually talk about all of the things we said and showed each other. We complimented each other on our assets. Lol, and realized freakiness must run in the family and shared stories we had heard about relatives over the years. We talked about if we actually did anything, it's a slippery slope because we do see each other fairly often. And then we had another drink. And then I licked her pussy and ass in the bathroom of the bar. I stroked myself while I did it, and after I made her cum she helped me out. We promised we would never do this again, but I think we'll get drinks one more time before I leave. Judge away, people. Edit 4. Since you all asked so nicely, here's a barely SFW photo of me. Post nudes on Reddit. Girl replies with elaborate sexual fantasy. Go to act out fantasy and realize girl is my cousin. TIFU, but not watching the news. This actually happened on September 11, 2001. I am Muslim and have a very foreign name and didn't watch the news on that horrible morning. I was in 7th grade and I was the only foreigner in that class. My math teacher immediately brings a TV set in and says, today we are not going to be doing any school work, and before he could finish, for some crazy reason I decided to yell out, hell yeah, thinking we're just going to be watching movies or something, and the entire class looks at me and I didn't realize why I was the only person out of the entire class who had a huge smile on their face, until he turns the TV on, and boy did I feel terrible. Not only did I look like a careless racist jackass, but I felt like one too. For the rest of the class I watched the news and actually apologized at the end of the class. They understood my situation and forgave me, but damn, it was terrible. Lol. TLDR, I didn't watch the news on the morning of 9/11 and I was a Muslim who yelled out, hell yeah, when the teacher said no class today. TIFU by cleaning my boyfriend's room with his mom. So obligatory, this didn't happen today, this happened a couple months ago. I was chilling in my boyfriend's room while he was at work, playing Skyrim and minding my own business. His mom came in to ask me a question. I can't really remember how, but somehow we went from talking to cleaning. She is a clean freak, so it's not that much of a surprise that she wanted to pick up the room. Pretty quickly it became obvious we were going to deep clean and organize everything too. So back in February for Valentine's Day, me and my boyfriend had bought a vibrator to spice things up a bit. We had agreed that the best place to put it would be in the bottom of his closet in an empty shoebox. The whole time we are cleaning together I am thinking about the shoebox. I am praying that she doesn't want to go through and organize the closet. Spoiler alert, she does. She opens the closet and start moving things from the top. The whole time I am freaking out, try to figure out when and where I can move it someplace she won't look. I am just standing there watching as she gets closer and closer to the box and I have no idea what to do. She grabs the box and opens it. Sets it to the side and closes it saying that's yours. And goes on cleaning the closet. After we were done she just put it back where it was and didn't say a thing. TLDR, I cleaned my boyfriend's room with his mom and she found our vibrator. TIFU by holding hands with a girl I just met. So for starters, this is my favorite story. It happened last summer, but I want to share it and we still have never talked about this. I had just gotten out of a 4-year relationship a few months before and was finally feeling ready to meet people again. One of my friends asked if I had met Clara and I said nope. He told me she would be at a party this weekend that everyone was going to and I needed to come, so I looked her up and am excited. He thinks we would be a good fit, so I'm sort of planning on at least chatting her up. Well, my best friend Clon Sterling and I are hanging before the party, and I ask him if he knows Clara. He says he does and talks her up like crazy. I am now totally excited. We meet up at this large park in my city and are drinking beers, throwing a frisbee, playing some music, etc. Well, I find myself chatting to someone next to her and I just lean over with my hand out and introduce myself. 20 minutes later, we are still talking, and that's when Clon Sterling comes over and sits right next to her and leans his head on her shoulder. I realize he was talking her up because he likes her. Well, he's my best friend, so I think we both just sort of decide to see how the night goes by, and sorry, but yes, making it a competition. Nothing serious, just seemed funny and assumed we would both lose. Well, a bit later a handful of us decide to hit up our favorite dive bar. Clon Sterling and Clara included. A few more drinks in and we are both surely being so obvious and obnoxious, but yes, still both chatting her up for a bit. We decide to go to my place and just my 2 roommates, a couple, and Clon Sterling and Clara come back. We walk in and Clon Sterling chooses a movie and turns it on. I use the restroom and return to see her cuddled into his chest. I figure that's it. Game, set, match. And enjoy the movie for a bit. I get tired around 2 a.m. and say those two can sleep in my bed if they want to, or they can sleep on the couch. They opt for my bed. Clara is in the middle and we all start falling asleep when she says I'm not tired. Should we play truth or dare? We both say yep and proceed to do silly dares. Eventually involving waking up my roommates and having them come into my room to play. Doesn't take long before the boyfriend says he's so tired and that all 5 of us should go into their bed and fall asleep to a scary movie. The bed goes as follows from right side of bed to left: boldface GF, me, Clara, Clon Sterling. So it's squished in this full-size bed and Clara is having to put some of herself on me. I'm not thinking anything of it because we are going to sleep. Due to the cramped situation I have to really contort my body and arms to be comfy. So I'm turned toward the GF with my right hand going backwards towards Clara. Well, before I fall asleep she grabs my hand. Suddenly I'm all like, no way. I'm making out tonight and I'm super stoked. And 32. Anyway, it's just fun, you know. So she starts playing with my hand and I'm sort of rubbing hers right back. And then it's borderline violent. My hand is being fucked by her hand. So I return it her way with plenty of strength as well. And I notice she's got some rough hands. I know she is an artist of sorts, so it's almost hot. At this point I'm thinking, okay, where do I go from here? Her head is in my chest area and I just lean down for some weird reason and kiss her forehead. Seemed normal at the time. Well, a moment later, she stands up and says she's going to sleep on the couch. I realize I'm still holding hands with someone. I look over and Claude Sterling and I make eye contact while holding hands. I turn away in the bed, he just stands up and leaves the house. No words exchanged. I am laughing so hard to myself about how this girl I just met tonight must be so confused that I kissed her forehead. Oh, then realize she has rough hands because they were actually my best friend's hands. Update: I can't believe this blew up so much, but happy to see this gave so many of you a laugh. I still live with the GF and checked with her, and apparently I am not good at determining bed sizes either. It's a queen. No mole was going on, we are just a funny group of friends at times, so the couple inviting us to sleep in their room didn't seem strange in the slightest. Claude Sterling and I are still best friends, but he is someone who would have a hard time talking about this, but I find it hilarious. Anyone else I would have laughed with them there and then. TLDR: met a girl my friend and I both liked. We both hit on her, and at the end of the night we both thought we were holding her hand, but we were actually just holding each other's. I am glad everyone got a laugh out of this. I am going to be shameless and share something of mine since this is getting so much exposure. I am a songwriter, and here is one about Claude Sterling. TIFU: by jerking off and breaking my laptop. This happened a month ago. I was staying at my friend's house for the weekend. We are back home from college and decided to hang out. I got his older sister's room because she was gone for the weekend. It was Friday night and my friend was sick, so we stayed in. It was around 11:30 p.m. and I was bored, so I fired up some Pornhub and got to playing with my friend. After about 15 minutes, I hit my grove, but as I am getting close, the door opens and the lights come on. It was my friend's sister. She had apparently forgotten something and come to pick it up, but my friend forgot to tell her I was here. We locked eyes for a couple of seconds as she froze, and then out of nowhere a huge rope of white cum just bursts out of my penis and onto my glasses. She bursted out laughing and I tried to stop nutting on myself, but I just knocked my laptop onto the ground instead, cracking the screen. I then was just wishing a truck would run me over. She was gone the next day and I did not even tell my friend. No one has said anything yet, so I think I am safe. TLDR: forgot to lock the door. Friend's sister walks in, nut on my glasses, and broke my laptop. Edit: should I reach out to her to apologize or ask about it? Or just ignore it? TIFU: forgetting that all guys are not freaks in the sheets in the same way. This happened last night. Death throwaway lol. I met a guy on Tinder and things went really well in conversation. We decided to go on a date and get some drinks. Things went even better and we went back to my place. Now I should say that I am a bit of a freak. I am a bi-female and was in a slightly polyamorous relationship with a girl, my old roommate, and her bi-boldface. They did a lot of freaky shit, including him wearing her panties, lots of butt play, pegging, fingering, licking, you name it. I joined in on these activities from time to time as well. So we re a bit tipsy and start hooking up, and he tells me in his sexy sex talk that he wants to be freaky and dirty with me. He chokes me a little, I choke him a little. He asks me what I want and I say in the moment, put on my panties. He kind of laughs and stops short and is like, for real? Yeah baby, put on my panties and bend over. To me this is freaky. This is what I thought he was talking about, lol. He kind of does it but not sexually and is super uncomfortable. I am trying to make him comfortable and start rubbing his butt and telling him he looks so hot, which I think creeps him out even more. I start to lick his butt cheeks and move towards no, but he totally freaks and jumps up. The mood is totally dead and he takes off my thong and says, hey sorry, this isn't for me. I am there naked, my tongue out and feeling crazy embarrassed. I sober up quick and try to be a normal freak and say, okay let's just fuck, but it's too late. I am sure my picture is going around his group texts and Tinder pages telling everyone what a freak I am. The only weirdo girl who likes a boy in panties, lol. TLDR thought my Tinder date wanted to wear my panties when he said he wanted to get freaky. He definitely did not.